So I grew up in a home in which whenever my dad would come into the home at the end of the day, everyone would greet him. All right? So we would all just stand up, my mom, all of us kids, if we're in the rooms, we would come out of our rooms and we'd hug and greet him. And look, I was born in Puerto Rico, and in the Caribbean, we are super, super affectionate, right? I mean, I try to modulate myself, when I'm not around family or in Puerto Rico and whatnot. But in the Caribbean, I mean, you touch as you talk to people, right? And, you put a hand on your shoulder, you're touching, when you greet each other, it's the kisses, all this kind of stuff. So this is very, very normal for me. And so I get married, I come home, we got married the summer after we graduated from our undergrad, go to seminary, she's doing her master's, and I would come back to our little apartment, and I'd be like, hello? Is anybody here? And Yvette would be like, yeah, I'm in the room. I'd say, oh, okay. And to be honest with you, it kind of hurt. And to be honest with you, I was tempted to begin kind of like criticizing her or something. I was just like, aren't you loving? Aren't you affectionate? I didn't say that. I never said that. But for a minute, I kind of thought that. I mean, because I grew up like that. I figured everyone else in the world grew up like that. Certainly if you came from a Hispanic household, maybe everyone, they just greet the father or, greet, when people come home. But thankfully, before I said something like that, the Holy Spirit caught me, though I was thinking it. And I said, let me just share, see if I can speak some truth with grace. And this is not a moral issue, of course, but I just wanted to communicate with her something that made me feel more loved. And so I just said, honey, I wonder if you could help me with something. I said, I wonder if you could help me by, in the home that I grew up with, this is what it looked like. And it would just mean the world to me. It would make me feel really, really loved if when I come home, if you just, give me a hug, greet me when I come into the house. And she was like, oh, okay. She wasn't against that. She didn't have any problem with that. She just didn't think about that until I actually acknowledged it and mentioned it to her. You see, criticism pushes your spouse away, but truth with grace invites them to love you better.